Before we get into this episode, there's something that might be of interest that I wanted to tell you about. Scene and Heard, who run this podcast, have been asked by Scotland Food and Drink to undertake a strategic review of the Scotland Food and Drink Excellence Awards. Now, these Excellence Awards have been going for almost 20 years and are a huge mainstay of the food and drink sector. But it's time to ensure that they're still relevant. So if you have ever been involved in the Scotland Food and Drink Excellence Awards, or even if you've ever had an opinion about them, we would love for you, please, to complete our survey. So if you go to the OnFARM Twitter, which is at @on_farm UK, and click the link in the bio, there will be a tab in there that will take you to the survey, and it should only take you a very short while to complete, but we would be enormously grateful. Hello, thanks for downloading this episode of OnFARM.
Welcome to a packed episode of OnFARM.
Hi, hello there, it's Farmer Jim here. Just want to say thanks for tuning in and listening to the podcast.
I've wanted to be on this podcast for ages, so I'm really excited that you're now finally here.
I can now see a mini conveyor belt going and a really large tractor just heading right for us at the moment.
Don't worry, we've got the high vis on.
You can see that we've planted hedges along there, and then as we look down towards the River Yugi in the distance there, you can see little bits of woodland and full of native trees and things.
We're all about positivity but realism at the same time. I want us to still be here in 10, 15, 20 years' time when podcasting is totally mainstream.
Then when it comes in to get herself out the sky, she will dangle her legs, wiggle her bum and get herself back into this arena with a beautifully well-timed flight and a fantastic finish. Go, good girl.
There was this old farmer who came up and he stood at the front of the tent because it's labelled the National Rural Mental Health Forum. He came over and said that he tried to take his life, and he said he walked up the hill with his gun and the dog put his head on his knee, and that's what stopped him.
My name's Rory Robb. I'm an associate of the Whistle Company of Farriers, and I've spent 40 years learning how to shoe horses. The truth of the matter is that you never stop learning.
Thanks to the contributions from the Royal Highland Society and everybody else who's taken part in our podcasts up to now, they have enabled us to gain what's actually quite a powerful position, because we're in the weekly routine for hundreds of farmers. They listen to our podcast, they've got it on auto download, and it's there every Monday morning for them to listen to.
I was not a podcast listener before this all started. It's actually opened up another avenue for people to understand what we do.
We've got a direct line straight to these people.
So on the Saturday morning we had to go out into a ring and stand with this sheep, and then Her Majesty herself came along, which is a big honour to shake hands and meet her like.
And was she as honoured to meet you?
Yes.
Anybody who's listening who has a business or a brand that they think would benefit from sponsoring OnFARM or working in association with us like RAS have done, please get in touch. We've got the ability now to share your messages.
We can reach the audiences. You would benefit from having your brand associated with OnFARM.
A podcast gives you 35 minutes of depth of content, and I think that's so valuable. So if there's a project story that needs to be told, or a family story that needs to be told, or a product that needs to be described, podcasting can do that in a way that other mediums just simply can't. So I think that's what it's about. It's about telling proper stories in an easily digestible way that everybody can understand and enjoy.
If you are an organisation who wants to reach a rural audience, if you're an organisation or a company or someone with a story to tell, if you want to get in touch about how you might be involved, please do.
It brings a bit of glamour to the lambing field, like you can. Floss! Floss! That damn dog.
Spot on.